As some of you probably know, venerating the devil raises a lot of confusing questions, and approaching the topic is complicated. One concern is that I'm dumping salt into a wound that witches and pagans have had to live with for years. Another issue is that honoring the devil, whether as a Christian being, a social construct, or a much older force, isn't the right way to practice witchcraft. My response to these concerns is that history is ever evolving. The only constant is change. While neo-pagans adamantly and justifiably denied association with the devil in the past for fear of persecution, I think this view is beginning to shift. To me, the devil appears to have grown beyond his biblical ties and developed his own set of values, beliefs, and attitudes. Most modern Satanists view the devil not as he is depicted in stories told to control and frighten people, but as a symbol of the adversary, meaning one who stands in direct opposition to tyrannical forces. These forces are not necessarily religious, but are behind systemic control today, just as they were behind the original witch hunts. The devil is not to blame for the trials and tribulations witches and pagans have faced, for the satanic panic of the 1980s, nor for QAnon conspiracy theories. The human beings who participated are to blame. The devil, in these cases, is simply an ideological scapegoat for the ugliness and cruelty inside the hearts and minds of those involved. Cultural conditioning and religion. Some witches disdain organized religion and will not tolerate any trace of it in their practice. This is understandable, but in my experience, religion and its impact on us are almost unavoidable due to cultural conditioning. As you go through life, your social environment impacts your internalized values, resulting in deeply programmed unconscious beliefs. This includes things like judging right from wrong, social hierarchy, and more. We learn to behave in the approved ways and to expect certain behavior from others by collectively following what are called cultural norms. The cultural norm can be so deeply entrenched in our psyche that to go against it is uncomfortable and, in some cases, impossible. Some cultural conditioning is positive, such as the general rule that we all protect children. Other aspects of it are not so great. Much of it can be traced back through the generations before us to religion. You don't need to be religious to understand the many outdated, harmful cultural norms in the West. Some are damaging yet so overreaching that we can't escape them. Take, for example, shame about the body, the concept of purity and gender roles. Many of these things are rooted in monotheistic religion and are part of our life, even if we consider ourselves secular. Sometimes these views are so ingrained in people that they simply believe them, never questioning why. I am an example of this cultural conditioning,